Hello everyone. So in this video I'm going to be discussing how you can spot fake crystals. Now, if you're buying crystals online, this probably will not work for you because it does require you being there and holding them and everything like that and really looking at them, because online they can all easily be altered. So when it comes to fake crystals, there's a bit of confusion. Whenever people think of fake crystals, I think of citrine or opalite or blue obsidian, things like that. They aren't fake crystals. Citrine is a natural crystal. Heat treated citrine is a natural crystal as well. They're both originally amethysts. One was heated by the earth and one was heated by us. Then you have opalite and blue obsidian, goldstone as well, copper, and blue obsidian and opalite are made of glass. So technically they aren't fake because people know that they're made of glass. They're not being sold as anything else other than opalite, goldstone, all that stuff. And then you have, of course, opalite being sold as opal. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about crystals that are made of glass but are trying to be sold as something else. So clear quartz, a piece of glass being sold as clear quartz, because clear quartz is one of the easiest quartzes to fake because it is clear, and so is glass, and so you have the buffoonery going around. So the number one thing that I would say when it comes to whether or not a crystal is real or fake is the temperature. Crystals are really cold naturally, and it takes them a little while to warm up in your hand. They do warm up eventually, but it does take a while. So glass, on the other hand, is an insulator, and so it warms up a little bit faster and stays warmer because it traps the heat in from your palm inside the crystal, and so they kind of stay at like a room temperature rather than being cold. The second thing would be looking at the crystal. So if it seems too perfect and the price is too cheap, then it's most likely fake, because naturally clear quartz, and when I mean clear, I mean quartz with zero, no mica, no, like zero cracks, zero imperfections, completely clear, is kind of harder to find, and it's quite pricey because it is so rare. My clear quartz crystal ball, as you can see, it has like all these different inclusions. So if it has quite a few of inclusions inside, then it's most likely to be real. Then now when it comes to inclusions, whenever you are looking at it, if it has air bubbles inside, then it is fake, because that is the glass. Whenever you heat the glass up, it kind of causes air bubbles because it's trapped heat and it's made an air bubble, and that is fake. Now, air bubbles and anhydrous are not the same. Anhydrous are water bubbles trapped in the crystal. Water bubbles move. Air bubbles do not move. So if you see a bubble in a crystal and it moves, it is an anhydro, and that's very rare. I would recommend you pick it up. But if you see air bubbles inside, then it is not real, it is glass. Another thing that you can do is you can bring with you, if you have already collected crystals, you can bring like a really small crystal with you. Where is it? You bring like a really tiny crystal, or if you don't have any crystals, just take one. A lot of stalls and shops will have baskets full of these, and all you do is just you hear that zzz, zzz, zzz. That's real. If you hear then it's glass, if that makes any sense. If it has like a zzz, like almost like a buzzing, like a, then that is real. Another thing that you can do is look at the color of it. Now this will obviously happen with amethysts, rose quartzes, fluorites as well, not really clear quartzes because they are absent of color. But if you see a very potent purple, let's say you're looking at a piece of amethyst for instance, and there's like something super dark, and then there's a crack in it. You know how crystals have natural cracks inside? And then this has a lot of dark purple inside, and then there's quite light, but there's a stark contrast between the lightness and the dark part of the crystal. Then that's how you know that it is fake, because it is dyed, and sometimes dyes can get stuck inside little cracks. It can almost look, sometimes dyes, you know, if you put food coloring in water, it kind of disperses. If it looks kind of like that, then it is fake as well, because it's been dyed. Now there are people who dye natural crystals in different colors. So spirit quartzes are dyed. You have aura quartzes, but they are even in color and they're natural. But people who dye glass and try to sell it as amethyst or rose quartz or smoky quartz or something like that, then the color will not be even and there will be significant differences, you know, so keep an eye out for that. Another thing would be to hold to the crystal, and you know, if you've been working with crystals for years, you know, use your intuition. That's something I would say to people who are buying crystals online, you know. I would buy crystals online as well, because some of the crystal shops, there are 2 stalls in Northern Ireland, but they only really come in winter time, or they show up in Epicenter every once in a while. So, you know, most of the time I buy them online. You can read reviews and really read them, and that's the only thing you could really do, is trust the reviews. And then if you find out that they are in fact selling fake crystals, and leave a bad review, and you can help someone else out with it, you know, don't feel bad about it. The final one that you could do is probably not the safest, but this is probably what I would recommend if you buy any of your crystals online. Take a knife. This will not work on every crystal. Selenite, fluorite. Fluorite I think is 4 or 5 on the hardness scale, and selenite is 2, so they will scratch. But the main crystals that are always faked are quartzes, because they're the easiest to pass off as real. So what you would do, because quartzes are 7 on the hardness scale, glass is 5. So what you would do is take a really sharp knife. I use this knife for my wax mills, that's why you see like bits of wax. So what you would do is take, just do the bottom of it, or do the side, and scrape it really hard. And what would happen is it will not scrape. Now I mean really hard. Don't feel bad, okay? Really hard. And as you can see, there aren't any scratches. Now what can scratch a quartz crystal are other quartz crystals, because how the hardness scale works is anything that's below the numbers. So quartzes are 7. Anything below 7 cannot scratch a quartz. But other 7s, like other quartzes, and anything higher than 7 can scratch a quartz. So diamond, nothing can scratch a diamond but another diamond, because diamonds are 10. So, you know, if you have a piece of actual quartz, if you know, even you can use the top of this and scrape it, it will scrape the quartz, because quartzes scrape quartzes. So yeah, so there are bits of quartz, like this piece of quartz, this does have a crack like a little scratch on it, but if I take the knife and see, so that's how you can tell. And if that happens and you find out that it is scratched, then call them out for it. They shouldn't be selling things that are fake. But most of the time you will find sellers that do sell genuine crystals, because people who believe in crystal energy believe in karma, believe in spreading positivity. So if they're doing someone ill will and they are basically lying to them, and taking their money at the same time, they're going to believe that bad karma is going to come back on them. So most of the time crystal sellers will not do that, because it's a shitty thing to do and you don't want to be a shitty person. So yes, that is the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope this saves you some money as well. Another one I did forget, if it has a fancy name like turquoise, it's fake. So yeah, or I don't know, galaxy something, I don't know. If it has like a fancy name, most likely it is fake. So because that's how they justify selling for cheaper. That way they're not conning you out of money, but they're giving it a fancy name. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye bye everyone.